Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to link your contact form on your website with the Tave new leads integration so that when someone fills out that form, they will get entered into Tave automatically. Now for this to work, you're going to need three tools, obviously Tave, a make.com account, and your website is going to need to be capable of webhooks. So what I mean by that is inside of your contact form, in my case, I'm using WordPress and I'm using an Elementor form. There needs to be an area within that form for submitting a webhook. So in Elementor, this is listed under the actions after submit. You can choose webhook as an additional action. Other forms, it might be listed somewhere else, but as long as you can send a webhook with your form submission, then you're all set to move forward. So let me show you how I got this contact form set up. First, let's visit your Tave account and go to the API integrations and then the legacy new lead API. Now on this page, you can see a name of a key and what it relates to in Tave. And if you continue scrolling, you'll also see a name given for your custom field values that you've assigned and the name of that custom field in Tave. Now when creating your contact form on your website, you just need to make sure that you're collecting the fields that you can obviously pass through Tave. Now, if you want to collect more fields and not necessarily pass all of them to Tave, that's totally fine. But you'll probably want a few essentials like name, email, and event date as a start. So go into your website, create your contact form, and begin filling out the fields of whatever information you want to collect. In my case, I have first name, last name, email, job notes, the event type, and estimated number of attendees. Now, when it comes to the job types or other custom fields where we have a drop-down or multi-select option, we need to make sure it matches up with what Tave has exactly. So within Tave, with our job types, we can see that we can select one of these job types for a given job. So therefore, we only want to give clients the option to select one as well. So on that contact form, I've created this as a select drop-down type. And for the given options, I've only listed a few here, but you would obviously want to list all of them that are listed in your job types just to make sure you've got everything accounted for. For the next field, I have my estimated number of attendees. Now this is a custom field, so I'm going to go into Tave in my custom fields, and I'm going to find where I have my attendee count, which is listed right here. I'm going to click edit, and I'm going to copy my drop-down options, and I'm going to paste them into that form output. So again, the type is select because we need a drop-down of options to choose from, and all of my options are accounted for here. Now, if we have a typo and we do 500 plus instead of 500 space plus, or we miss one of these fields, it will end up either not syncing to Tave or it'll duplicate the field because it doesn't recognize a match, and it'll just make your data get more confusing. So make sure you copy and paste this or take the time to type it out exactly as you see. Now go ahead and add as many fields as you want to collect and make sure they're assigned to the proper custom field or default fields that Tave collects inside of that new lead API. And when you're ready, go to the webhook step, and where it asks for your webhook URL, this is where we're going to jump over to our make.com integration. We're going to simply create a new scenario, and for the first step, we're going to create this webhook listener under custom webhook. Add a new webhook. We're going to give it a name. I can say my site form Tave, so I know what that's for. Save it, and then copy the address to the clipboard. Now go back into your site, paste that into your webhook URL field, and then you can publish your form. Now with the form published, in make.com, I'm just going to run this scenario by clicking run once down here. I'm going to go back into my form, and I'm just going to fill it out briefly with some dummy information. Test notes, and I'll change these types, and I'll hit send. Now, once that's sent in make.com, we should see this bubble right here, and you can see it's passed on all of that data assigned out based on the names we gave it in the form. Now the next step is passing it to Tave. To do that, we're going to add another module, the HTTP, and we're going to do make a request, change this to post, and then for the URL, we're going to go back into Tave under the legacy new lead API, and copy this endpoint address. Paste that in here, followed by a question mark, and then type secret key with a capital S and a capital K, no space, equals, and then copy your secret key that's listed in your account and paste it in right there. With that URL set, at the bottom where it says body type, change it to application form encoded, click add fields, and this is where we can begin to assign the Tave field and sync it to our form. So in this case here, if I want to get the first name, the value that I'm passing is going to be the first name, but the key needs to match up with Tave. So inside that legacy new lead field area, you can see first name is listed just like this with a capital F and N, but no space in between. And I'm going to paste that in as the key. Add an item and do the same thing for your next item. In my case here, I want the last name. So I'm going to go back into Tave, copy it just as I see here, last name, and we'll do the rest of these here. Email. Oh, and don't make that same mistake there. Make sure the value goes down here, and the key is what you get from Tave, or email. And we have job notes. Now this can go in a number of ways, but I'm doing it with the message type in here. There it is, message with capital M. And then for the estimated number of attendees, I'm going to search for that field, attendee count, here it is, and I'm going to copy that custom field ID. So that's where it's important to name these properly just so you can reference them, but the key is there, and then the estimated number of attendees is here. And keep in mind, it doesn't matter what order you actually do these in as long as they're all accounted for. And for the last thing, I will put in the event type. So let me get the job type here. And there's the identifier for job type, key, and the value is what event is this? Now click OK, save this integration so you don't lose your work, and then just run it once. We'll go back into the contact form on your site, fill out that information, and then hit submit. Now this should all happen pretty much instantly, so check your make.com scenario, and there's the bubble showing everything worked. We have data OK, so that means it went through. And now if we check inside of Tave under our new leads, you'll see there is my new lead. So it's got my name, first name, last name, email, job type, quinceañera, and my attendee count here. Now that message that I put in is actually under mail, under the web lead here. This is where that form comes through. So you might prefer to submit that message as a custom field, as I've done on other jobs where I have it listed as client job notes. That way you can see it right here on the home page. But once you're done, just go back into your make.com scenario, turn scheduling on, and now every time someone fills out a form on your website, all of this is going to be passed through automatically and you don't have to think about it. So there you have it. That's all there is to it. If you need any help, please let me know in the comments. And again, if there's any other integrations you'd like to see in the future, just let me know as well. Thanks for watching.